All right, let's move on from the Jets-Eagles game. We move on to 1 p.m. Eastern. Indianapolis Colts 6-6, 3-2 on the road at Houston Texans, 2-9, 1-4 at home. We're at Energy Stadium in Houston, Texas. First, let's take a look at the market. We have Indianapolis opening up as 7.5-point favorites. That moved quickly. Now we have 9s and 9.5s. This total opened up at 46. Now there's 46s and 45.5s. When we go to the cash flow in this spot, we have 3,782 tickets in. 92% of the tickets, 93% of the cash on the Colts. 74% of tickets on the over. And there is Twate Latte in the house. Says Colts team total over 27.5. Twatty, I miss you, buddy. Colts come in off a tough 38-31 home loss to the Buccaneers. They turned the ball over 5 times. That was the difference. They're easily the best 6-6 team in the league. And again, I already mentioned this once, but for me, this is a big thing. They're a half game up on the Atlanta Falcons. And that's just nuts. Carson Wentz was 27-44 for 306 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ran 3 times for 21 yards, lost a fumble. Jack Doyle caught 6 passes for 81 yards and a touchdown. Ashton Doolin caught a 62-yard touchdown for his lone catch. T.Y. Hilton caught 4 passes for 28 yards and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor had 16 carries for 83 yards, caught 4 passes for 14 yards, finished 3 yards short of the NFL record-breaking 9th straight game with 100 or more yards from scrimmage and a rushing TD. Did not get there. The defense couldn't get enough pressure on Brady. 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits. Darius Leonard had 15 tackles. Isaiah Rodgers had an interception. Also returned the kickoff with 20 seconds left, 71 yards, which was just wildly exciting. Frank Reich said on Monday that Buckner is pretty banged up. But other than that, they came out pretty healthy. So keep an eye on DeForest Buckner as he's a big piece of that defense. Texans coming off an ugly 21-14 loss at home to the Jets. Tyrod Taylor, 17-26 for 158 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also ran twice for 30 yards. Brandon Cook led receivers with 3 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. David Johnson ran 10 times for 39 yards. They got 4 sacks, 4 quarterback hits. Javier Thomas had a pick. They also played without Justin Reed, which was, we found out just before game time, safety Justin Reed, a violation of team rules. Offensive lineman Justin McCray left in the third quarter. He's in concussion protocol. And DeMarcus Walker, their defensive tackle, left in the fourth quarter with a hamstring injury. So he's questionable. Terrence Brooks is questionable. Davian Davis, the wide receiver, was inactive last week, is questionable this week. So they've already lost Jordan Jenkins. He's on the injured reserve. And we're still waiting on whether Justin Britt will come back or be designated to return. So here we go. Bebsie, huge road favorite in the Colts. Take it away.
Look, I think it's a lot of points, but I still lean Colts here. Now, Houston is a very different team with Tyrod Taylor at the helm. Look, I've said this his whole career. The guy's never gotten a fair shake. He's had bad luck everywhere from drafting a quarterback to take his job to bad teams in Buffalo to getting a punctured lung from a pregame injection. The guy's had a shit ride as an NFL footballer, and he's a solid quarterback, and I believe the Texans believe in him. Now, Indy's coming off a game where they should have won. They really should have won, and I blame, honestly, more than anything, I blame Frank Reich. You have, right now, the best running back in the NFL in Jonathan Taylor. He is an absolute machine, and they barely let him run the ball. He had, at the end of the game, he had 56 yards on one drive, which surpassed what he had in the game to that point. And they couldn't stop him. And yet Frank Reich wasn't giving him the ball. And especially in the second half when it should have just been the John Taylor show. So I have serious questions about Frank Reich because, listen, this Indianapolis Colts team is way better than 6-6. They're just not doing it right now. And so I have apprehensions about betting them. They don't seem into it. They don't seem motivated. They don't seem like they want to win. And that's on the coach. That is on Frank Reich solely. It's bad play calling and bad motivation because at the end of that game, when the chips were down, I saw a hurt DeForest Buckner making plays. And I saw the rest of that defense getting run over. Even Leonard, who's an absolute stud, one of the best linebackers in the game, was meh in that game, in an important game. And so I don't have enough confidence to back the Colts here, especially with such a big spread. Playing a Houston Texans team that they're better with Tyrod.
Do you have interest in this Colts team total over 27.5?
That, I think, is your best look in this play. And I do have interest in that. I'm not sure who brought that up. I did see it.
Oh, Twatty just wrote that there as well. Said Frank Wright is so bad, but he's a sneaky good offense. Forget the points, take team total over.
Yeah, somebody else wrote it too. Maybe it's Twatty's just doubling down here, but somebody else in the chat said
Dennis Garcia. Yeah, I said Indiana minus 8, Indianapolis minus 8 over 46. Colts money line and over parlay. And
I like Colts team total over in this. That is a play I can get behind, but that's the only play I can get behind in this one.
Colts team total over. Is that something you would like me to line shop for?
I think you should line shop that for me.
All right. Well, I'm going to do that, but let's not.
No, Burgundy Bet, you're right. That stat line is good, but if you watch the last quarter of football, I saw Darius Leonard get knocked down. I didn't see him making plays. I saw Buckner making plays, but that stat line is misleading. The way he played in crunch time in that. And I'm not shitting on Darius Leonard. I like Darius Leonard. I'm a big Darius Leonard fan. And this is more of an indictment on Reich than the players themselves.
Let's see if I can grab one more look. I did find a good one. Away team total. Let's see here. 27.5 minus 110. Okay. Twatty, you're a good man. I miss hanging out with you. Pride of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Mr. New to Town, aka Twate Latte. Thank you for the dono, my guy. Okay, Colts team total over 27.5. It's at minus 110 at FanDuel. It's at minus 109 at Pinnacle. And, of course, it's at minus 120 at Bet365. Those thieving skunts. Team total over 27.5 minus 109 for Bebsie. Is that official?
That's official. Ooh, Madcapper throwing a Texans money line down. No, we're not doing that again. Birdie was spot on with the last one, and when that cashed, holy shit. I messaged Birdie right away. Congrats on that great call, Birdie. I certainly did not have the stones to do that, and you did. And Crystal Warren is spot on. The Texans are still playing hard, and it coincides with what I was saying about them playing with Tyrod. Is they're a different team because they believe in Tyrod more than old Long Neck. But Long Neck's doing his best. Give him a break.
They're playing for Cully. There's no doubt about it. Colts team total over 27.5 at minus 109 for Bebsie. That's available at Pinnacle, and I'm interested. Very, very, very interested.